Well, thank you, everybody, and welcome to my podcast show, Inspired Conversations with Kim Evans. I am so excited for this guest that I have here today. I want you guys, if you have not watched my show, we are now on Apple, we're on iTunes, we're on Speaker. You could catch us on Spotify. We're now on Audible on Amazon, and we're also on YouTube video. So we are growing, and we're so excited. My lovely guest that I have today is Miss Inya Creswell. And Miss Inya Creswell is a spiritual transformational life coach. She's my friend. She's my sister. She's also my inspiration. And I just love her to pieces every time we actually get together. It's synergy. I'm just so excited. Miss Inya, thank you for saying yes to be my guest on my podcast show.
Miss Kim, anytime you ask me to come show up, I just love you, and I think that you're doing. I know this. I know that you're doing such a great work, and like you say, you proud of me. I'm proud of you, girl, too. Okay, because you just make the things be happening. I have to try to see what you're doing, not try, but see what you're doing, so that I can say, well, okay, let me see if I can try that too. So, keep on doing, honey. Ain't nobody mad at you. Just keep showing up, baby. You're doing a good job.
Well, thank you very much. One goddess to another. For
Absolutely.
those of you who are not familiar with my podcast show, we always love to invite the Holy One in. I would not have a podcast if it was not for a voice that God has given me and the vision set forth that he's been giving me. So if you guys, if you do not mind, I'd love to just invite him in. We're just going to open it up just with a quick prayer. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Dear God, we just first want to give you acknowledgement for being omnipotent, for being all-knowing, all-powerful, the mighty one, the infinite creator. We just thank you. We thank you for your power. And we are inviting you into this podcast because wherever it's going to land, it's going to land. We speak to the north. We speak to the south. We speak to the west. We speak to the east. May these words be transformational. May they be inspiring, and may they be motivational to any of the podcast viewers that are listening. We thank Miss Inya. Lord, continue to lift her up. Her voice crosses nations and global, and may her gift be ignited, and may it do what it is set out to do in your glory and honor. And God, thank you for giving me this voice, because without you, I will be nothing. Thank you, God. Miss Inya! Woo! I am loving it, girl. I'm loving it.
Yes.
We got so much information to get right on in. Let me start first by just sharing the world your bio. Can I just share just a little bit?
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Let me break down Miss Inya Creswell. She got so much. I can only give you a little bit. I can only give you a little taste. We're going to have to do like a part 2, part 3. Any of you all go to my Instagram, because you can see Miss Inya. She's done some meditation, and it was powerful, the one that we did on Instagram. But anyway, Miss Inya Creswell is a metaphysical, spiritual, transformational life coach. Now that's powerful. Oh, minister and spirituality teacher. She has practiced cosmetology for over 30 years and has supported many women in discovering meditation, spiritual healing, and knowing self-worth through many spiritual creative process. Miss Inya's mission is to pray. And we all know we need to learn how to pray, especially during this COVID pandemic, because ladies and gentlemen, it's not over. It's just beginning. She teaches us how to pray, to teach, and meditate, self-healing, self-love, and personal growth through spiritual transformation. Woo! Miss Inya.
That's it.
Oh my God. I have been knowing this goddess now. I've been in business be 24 years, 25, probably close to 30 years I've been knowing Miss Inya. And let me just say my testament a little bit about this woman. She is incredible. Always stands on her feet. She just get better and 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 better. Miss Inya actually used to do my hair. That's where we met. And so real quickly after that, long story short, she had left, she had broke away from hair, and she started up her own ministry. And Miss Anya shared my gift because I'm an esthetician, I'm a licensed esthetician, massage therapist. Her mom actually started coming to me for facial.
Yeah, that's right. She did.
Anya's mother started coming to me, Miss Marva. I love Miss Marva.
Mm-hmm.
She sent her daughter. And
Yeah.
Miss Anya from time to time will come. So it's a whole family affair. And then long
Yeah.
story short, we just kept on the path of our loving friendship. And I just want to just put a segue. Sisters, we all have to learn how to love one another and to keep the friendship
Absolutely.
going no matter what. It is nothing more incredible than having loving sister friends. And this
Mm-hmm.
woman is a loving sister friend. So Miss Anya, that is my story. And it has been, the woman has, I mean, it's just so much I could say, but and then I love the fact that she actually had developed her own group. She was doing this meetup group. Y'all know meetup. She was doing these meetup groups. And then we came, stand in your greatness. Woo! Then that was born. Miss Anya, go ahead on, take it away, girl. Then I'm gonna get into my questions. Oh, so it has just been amazing. I love her to death. And I'm just so excited to share what we're going to share today. We're going to talk about the power of release and letting go. Miss Anya, go ahead and get started, girl. And then I'm going to moderate and ask you questions as we go.
Well, how I came up with the for us to talk about today was release and letting go is because I used to do a women's conference every year, and then we went around with I don't know if anybody ever heard of God's Woman Conference.
Yes.
But I do the praise and worship for God's Woman Conference. And we were one of the praise and worship teams, and we were called Judah. And so one of the things that Charlene said when we had a meeting one day was, these women are coming back year after year after year after year, and they're coming back with the same thing. Mm-hmm. What are we doing wrong? Mm-hmm. That, we bringing in all these speakers and having classes, and, we having praise and worship and ministry and fellowshipping, and we got all this stuff going on. What are we missing? And at that time, nobody could answer that question because we didn't know what we were missing, because we're doing all the stuff that we know to do. Mm-hmm. And so many years later, I started taking metaphysical classes. And one of the things that you learn is the 5-step affirmative prayer.
Okay.
And in the 5-step affirmative prayer, the very last part of the is you have to release and you let it go. Mm-hmm. So that's the number 4. That's the 4th step. Got it. So it first is recognition, unification, and then you have a space where you speak your words, speak your truth. And then on the 4th step, it is release and let go. And then you say, on the 5th step, you say, and so it is. So what we talk about a lot of times is we get into the conversation of, we'll go to the altar and we'll pray when we get to the altar about a subject. Mm-hmm. But when we get ready to get up, you go and turn around and pick the thing back up and take it back with you to your seat.
Yes, yes.
Because we haven't learned how to trust God and to release and let go. And that's a big thing, is learning to trust God, that, Lord, I'm bringing it to you at the altar. Yes. I'm bringing it to you, and I'm not going to take it back. We don't know not to take it back. We go back and get it because that's what we're used to.
Exactly.
We're used to living in that lifestyle where you have that thing that is hurtling over you or that is within you, that we're so used to it that we take it back with us. We want to let it go, but we don't know how to let it go because we're so conditioned and so used to have it.
Exactly. And so this is why the training comes into releasing and learning how to let it go. It's kind of sort of, you have to unlearn kind of sort of that blocked behavior.
It ain't kind of sort of that you have to.
You have to do that.
You have to do it. It's about you unlearning what you learned.
Exactly.
And it's also when we got here, we already knew it.
Exactly.
So from what we knew, we unlearned what we knew. Now you got to unlearn the unlearned so that you can get back to where you were in the beginning.
So take me back to the beginnings of your spiritual transformation and metaphysical transformation. What actually, how did you decide to choose that path as opposed to, say, life coaching by itself or a different type of coaching? Why spiritual transformation coaching?
Well, because my husband and I did say husband, okay. My husband and I, we had a nice church out here in Brentwood. And when we had that church, there was a longing, there was a calling that was inside of me that said I had been to seminary school. I did all of that. But the more that I learned, the more that I needed to learn more. Mm-hmm. I needed to learn the more. I wanted to know the more because this was not it. I wasn't content with the lifestyle that I was living at that time. Mm-hmm. And I kept asking God, I know there's more. This can't be it. This can't be the creme la creme where we are now. This cannot be the creme la creme.
Absolutely.
What else is there? I want to know the more. Please let me know. Can I learn the more? Mm-hmm. And so I wasn't content with the way that the control of people, that it just was driving me crazy. So we ended up going through a divorce, and I was at my house, and I still was calling out to God to learn. I want to know the more. Mm-hmm. I need to know. There's got to be more.
Yeah,
I can't keep living like this. So I met a man, and he came over to fix my heater. And I'm telling you, just never know where your blessing. Absolutely. I'm thinking he's coming to fix my heater. Mm-hmm. And he did. But he asked me, he said, so Jesus is his first name and Christ is his last name? And I said, what? He said, so is his name, his first name Jesus and his last name Christ? And I said, what the heck are you? He said, well, you call him Jesus Christ. Is that his first and last name? And I said,
yeah.
I don't think that's it. Well, I went to church and I asked a bunch of people, and I asked people, how do we get to this Christ part? And so nobody at that time could answer my question. Mm. So I started getting a massage from this lady, and this lady started inviting me to Landmark Forum. Mm. So this is all these two things that started adding up, okay? Yeah. And so she was doing my massages, and she was I'm listening to Wayne Dyer. I'm listening to all these people while I'm getting a massage. I'm listening to meditation music. And I mean, I got more from her laying on that couch than I had gotten almost in my last 10 years of my life.
Wow.
So she asked me if I wanted to go with her to Landmark Forum. And I said, yeah, I'll go. So I went with her. Man, that Landmark Forum, it blew my mind. The stuff that they was talking about, I said, oh my God, this is good. Mm-hmm. So from the Landmark Forum, then I met another guy. Mm-hmm. This guy was a preacher man. Well, I just told you that I just got away from my last husband, preacher man. We both preachers. I seen him coming, and I'm telling you, honey, I seen him coming. I'd go the other way. He'd come towards me, and I'd walk the other way. I'd be talking to somebody, and he'd come up, and I said, this man is following me. Get away from me. So I told him, I was talking to somebody else, and he came up, and he started talking. I just told him, what are you doing? Are you following me? Get away from me. And he started laughing. The man, I said, this man is crazy. But unbeknownst to me, this man would be my next teacher.
Wow.
And so I started learning metaphysics from him. And I'm telling you, the answers that I was getting and the downloads that we say now, the downloads that I was getting from the Spirit of God and the answers that I was getting from God I would drive to San Francisco and he'd be riding in the car talking to me, just talking and talking to me. And I mean, he was answering so many questions that tears would just stream down my face, and I was just crying because I was like, where has this been all my life? But it came at a time that I needed it to come. And so when it came, I mean, tears of joy, tears of sadness, tears of releasing some things and letting some things go. It was just an incredible time in my life. And so from there, then I just kept going, and I just kept going, and I kept going and kept going. Because now I want people to understand that the oneness of God is so important, that you understand that you are one with God. And there is nothing that nobody can do to take that away from you.
Absolutely.
The Spirit of God is you.
So then how then was your next step from once you actually got introduced to metaphysics and you integrated that into your spiritual practice? It's so amazing when you can integrate that type of thinking and construct into your physical practice, and you made it an official coaching practice. At what point did that occur?
Well, one of the ladies, and they teach you, that there's all different areas that you can go in with these licenses, because these licenses are state approved.
Yes.
And so they tell you all the different ways that you can, what you can do with your license. And I said, I've always done a women's ministry. Mine will definitely work in the women's ministry to help the women to heal, to make their transformation, to know who they are, to give women the ability to finally stand up and say, I'm standing in my greatness, and I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to stand in my greatness, and I'm going to be all that God has purposed in my heart. So that's how I got it. It was because that is my purpose, is to help women make their transformation. No matter what I do, it's going to be to benefit the women that listen to me, that follow me, that, they want to join with me. They want to link up with me because they want to make a better them.
Yes.
They want to let go of what society has taught them and to be able to be what God says for them to be, not what society says.
Absolutely. And that is the ultimate oneness and the ultimate happiness is when you find who you are in God.
Absolutely.
That's the ultimate.
So much joy.
That's the ultimate. You don't have to be the best Nobel Peace Prize winner. You don't have to be the best writer. You don't have to be the most intelligent. Only thing you need to do is be at one with the infinite wisdom of God. And once you're there, you are enough.
You are enough. You don't have to
just operate within your gifts and your talents.
Absolutely. You know how society says you got to have, you got to have this car, you got to live in this house, you got to have this, you got to have that, and you got to dress this way, and you got to dress that way in order to be accepted. In my community that God has given me, I tell everybody, you don't have to do anything to be accepted.
Absolutely.
You are part of the human race. That means that you are accepted.
When you came out your mama's womb, you became accepted. You were initiated the moment your feet hit the earth realm.
You are accepted. So there's nothing and no style. I tell you, there's nothing, no style that you have to do in order to be a member of my society that God has given, my community that God has given me to help these women. And they love it. They trust me. I trust them.
I remember, I think it was about
we have a lot of love in the community.
A couple of years ago, you did an event in Antioch, and you brought all these lovely women together. It was your facility that you had out there. It was amazing. It was on Saturday, and it was different, just pillars of women from different walks of life coming together at one in this community. Oh my God, Miss Inya, that was such a wonderful event. Will you be doing more of those events once the borders open and we can feel in touch and get back into community with one another? Because it was awesome.
We're going in that direction. Yes, we will be.
Yes.
We're going to be doing some more metaphysical fairs. Yes.
Yes.
We will be doing that. We have some trips on the line that we want to go. Our intention is to go to Sedona. The ladies want to go to Sedona, and we have that on the line. And then we have Yosemite Park. We're going to be going there this summer to Yosemite Park to get in there's a river there. Ooh. That we're going to go in there and just indulge ourselves in this river and come up with a new life. I'm calling it the New Life Experience.
I love it. Now, people are going to be so excited. So I'm going to pause here for 1 second because there may be some people that got to go. Now, I know you guys are probably like, how can we get in contact with Miss Inya? So I'm going to say it. So Miss Inya, what is your website real quick in the middle of this broadcast? So if someone is like, I got to call this woman, I want to go, I want to talk to her, I want to sign up for one of her group courses. What is your website address again, Miss Inya?
It is Miss Inya, MSINYA.com. That's it.
There it is.
I like to keep things simple. Miss Inya, MSINYA.com.
There it is. And I'll also list it in the information. So let me move you forward a little bit. So you actually started your coaching practice. You had left what you were doing in Antioch. And then, sometimes we have to go through these seasons, these dismal seasons. We go up and we go down, and we go into these kind of barren places sometimes. God takes us to and fro to these areas for whatever reason. It's called life events, life challenges, life circumstances. You've never stopped meditating, but you had hit a point in your life to where it was just, I won't say barren, but it was kind of like you slowed down. And this is when we connected last year. And I remember, as real quick testimony, I had saw that you did this meditation. You're just so awesome with your meditations. I love your meditations. And you did it around this labyrinth. And it was in Pleasanton. And it was so amazing. I said, this woman is so powerful. I really saw how powerful you were in the meditation part of it. I know as a speaker and as a woman of God, and you bring in the word, you're powerful there. But the meditation was amazing. So then you kind of got off of base a little bit. You didn't do too much. So what was that spark? What was that spark that ignited your passion so that you can re-pick it back up? And then we kind of like we channeled you to go online, to move forward through social media. What was that spark? What was that point? Because that's the point of the big beginning of where you are right now. And we're going to get into that.
So the spark was that particular spark at that time because I was on a lot of medication and going through all kinds of mental problems, mental situations. Mm-hmm. With medication. You got to watch that medication, man. That medication, it'll throw you completely off.
Yes.
And so I wasn't doing a lot of coaching at that time. I just slowed down. I slowed everything down.
Yes.
I needed to regroup myself. Okay. And so I did that meditation when I took my girlfriend to the hospital. But in that meditation, God says more. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so I said, I don't know if I want to do more. So it's okay if you think you don't want to do more. I'm going to send a messenger. And so one day I picked up the phone and Kim and I, we always kept in touch with each other. And so she called with her inspirational self. And she said, hey, when you going to do another meditation? And then she's just going on. I'm like, I don't know. I'll do it again someday. And she said, oh, no, you got to keep doing it. You got to keep doing it. I mean, that was so inspirational to me. That was just, oh, my God, it was so wonderful. And I'm like, this girl, she is out of her mind. So as you kept talking to me, see, okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do this, and we're going to get online, and we're going to talk, and you're going to do this. And I said, oh, but maybe no, we're going to do this. So, see, this is what's important, is that you have a sisterhood, that you have sisters that you can communicate with, you can talk to, and they know you for real.
Yes.
And so Kim said, no, this is what we're going to do. I'm not taking no for an answer. We're going to do this. And she just kept coming back and kept coming back and kept coming back. And the next thing I know, she got me doing a meditation on peace. It's called Peace in the Stillness on Facebook. And I said, oh, no, I don't want to do this. That's not. But the next thing I know, I got Peace in the Stillness. I'm doing meditation. So how many days you gonna do it now? You gotta have how many days? What days you gonna do it on? Okay, I'll do it on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I started doing meditation Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and there was nobody on there. Knock, 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 knock. There's nobody in that room. And then all of a sudden, one person started seeing me on, and 2 people started seeing me on, 3 people started seeing me on. Then I started having like 10 people start coming in, and 15 people started coming in. And I got inspired, because there was people that wanted to hear what I had to say.
They always wanted to hear what you had to say.
It just
you
went
just had to channel it.
It just went from a meditation to a short talk. And
yes,
then I would talk about my stones. And then from my stones, then God gave me my oils. I started making these sacred meditation bags. And then that just popped in my head. I didn't even know what a sacred meditation bag was.
I think what's so amazing is that, like you said, it's so wonderful to have sisterhood. And what I had saw in Miss Inya is that she had reached a low point and she needed a little turning point. And we began to do coaching. And I said, no. This is where you need to be right here. This is it. And she just did one step at a time.
And I took my time is one of the things that I want to say is because when you do that, I had to, for where I know who I am and where I am in my life right now, I knew that I wasn't willing to go one boo, 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 boo.
Absolutely.
My intention is to always take my time and see what God is showing me.
Absolutely.
And so one of the things that Kim did is I had to say, Kim, okay, well, I can only do what I can do. Just slow it down a little bit and I'll get it done. And so that's what happened, is that I had her, that she believed in me and she knew what my capabilities were. That's a coach. That's a coach. So I thank God for Miss Kim because she coached me right on through. Now, I know how to coach folks. But see, let me tell you this, that coaches need coaches.
Absolutely.
Coaches need coaches. We need somebody that we can respect what they're saying to us, because we know that they're not here to harm us, but they're there for our good.
Absolutely.
And so I just praise God and I thank God for Kim because she didn't give up. She just would come back and I said, well, did you get this done? No, I didn't do it. Okay, well, I'm going to give you one more week and I want you to get this done. And I said, okay. So it'd be in the back of my head. I got one more week to get this done. So I get it done. But coaches need coaches.
Absolutely.
And you need somebody you can depend on, that you know that they got your back and that they love you unconditionally. There is no other thing behind, no other motive. She just came to help. And so thank God for her.
And on that point is that I think that coaches really know where you are and they work with where you are and they don't try to push you beyond where you are. And you just have to be patient. And I understood your capabilities and I understood the capacity of where you were. And Miss Anya, she was just like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. Great. We'll do this. We set up our next task. We set up our next agenda. Our next 2 weeks, we have our task. We have our agenda the next 2 weeks. And we just actually did it according to what worked good for her. And let me tell you, out of that, she developed her coaching program online. We did some lives on Instagram. She did that. And then I told her in the very beginning, We set up her candle. We set up we went through we just did the whole thing. It was just awesome. And one of the things I said, now you need a product. You're going to have a product. And then I kind of like suggested what I thought would be great. And then she came up with what she thought, and it worked. And it's like, wow. So now she has her products in addition to her coaching, in addition to her programs. She has her products. One, in fact, I got to give you kudos for this. Miss Anya makes her own oils. I am loving this one. And this one actually she named it after me, Kim's Kindness. Absolutely amazing. So she's selling her own oils now. I am so happy. I mean, look how sexy this is. This is so sexy. Look at this. This is just too gorgeous. Just too beautiful. I am so proud of you. And I just have to just say, when we were going through this, I don't want no product. I'm not going to do all that. Yeah, you are. You are going to have product. You are going to incorporate that. And you also going to have your own music. Wait till you get our meditation CDs that's going to come out too. Miss Anya got that right? Yes, it is. And her journal. Yes, she got that too. So let's just go fast forward. I'm so excited. Please share with us Release and Letting Go. You have a course that's starting. So tell us about this course, Release and Letting Go.
Well, right now it's the workshop that we have. And in the workshop, that is what we're going to be teaching. We're going to be basing it on a lot of, it's called the child within.
Okay.
And one of the big things in this workshop, it's an all-day workshop. It's from 9 to 5. And in this workshop, that's what we're going to be doing a lot of, is releasing and letting go of a lot of things that no longer serve you. Yes. See, we don't realize that our childhood has a lot to our childhood affects our adulthood.
Absolutely.
When we make agreements as children, you don't realize it, but you're still running on those agreements from when you were a child.
Yes.
So there's childlike behavior that shows up in your job, in your relationship.
Absolutely.
With your girlfriends, your husband, your family, that shows up because that little child, you're still working from an agreement that that you made as a little child. Mm-hmm. And people we really don't understand that our childhood has a big thing to do with our adulthood. And how we live our life, how we are, it comes from your base, your foundation. That's your childhood.
As well as traumas, traumas that we have experienced, whether that might be abandonment, whether that might be sexual traumas. There's certain traumas actually that kind of make you stagnate in these limited beliefs. And it's able to recognize and present what these kinds of traumas are, and to bring them into consciousness so that you can break that. I mean, it's so powerful.
It's powerful.
Very.
So that is, and when we release,
yes,
that's the part when I was talking about when I was doing the God's Woman conference, and we didn't know what else could we do.
Yes,
it is in the release, and not just release it, but let it go.
So, Miss Anya, do you have a 1-step or a 2-step quick process that you could share if some of the ladies were listening and they were like, well, what do you exactly mean by release? If someone actually was just really affected by a limited belief mentally and trying to press through and trying to get forward, try to move forward towards that, what will be 1 or 2 steps that they can do on a daily basis or to say in terms of release? I know I actually have this book. I think it was Kathleen Coleman, I think I was reading, and she has a section in the book that it's called Release. And actually it's really interesting. I was just reading it this morning, and she had like a 1 or 2 step process of what you can do to quickly bring that into consciousness and how you can shift the pattern intercept, and you could begin releasing and letting that go. Do you have something that you can share real quick with the audience?
Well, the power is in your word.
Okay.
The power is in your words that you speak out of your mouth.
Okay.
And if you are ready to release something out of you, then you have to speak it.
Would you
not just think it, but you have to speak it out of your mouth and release it, and that's letting it go.
Do you have one quick example you can share of that, of releasing something with your words that you could share?
Yeah. So if like, one of the things is laziness.
Okay.
Some people feel like, I'm lazy. I'm just,
Okay.
I just don't have the energy. I'm not feeling good.
Okay.
But listen to what the words it is that I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying I'm not feeling good. I'm tired all the time. I just can't get myself up, and I just can't get myself up and going for the day. I just can't do it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So now take that and change it.
Okay.
So do you feel the energy from when I said I just can't do it?
It's heavy. It's heavy. It's a heavy weight.
So now when I turn around and I say, I can do this.
Okay.
I can get up. You know what? Let me just start moving around, moving my arms around. Let me start lifting up my legs a little bit. Let me stir up some energy up in here. Do you feel how it sounds now when I'm saying that? It changes. Because now I'm speaking positive things to myself. Like Paul said, you got to talk to yourself.
Yes,
you better know what you got to do. You got to talk to yourself and answer yourself too.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say, is start speaking positive things to yourself, and then answer yourself too. Yes, I am. I'm getting up. I'm moving. You've got to speak the words to yourself, because what's in your head, you speak it out through your mouth. And what come out your mouth, that's what we create on the outside.
Yes.
So if you take you start changing your mind and start just looking a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right and say, I can do this. I can get up this morning. I'm getting up this morning. I'm going to put my clothes in the washing machine. I'm going to cook me some breakfast. I'm going to take me a shower, and I'm going to get some things done today that I enjoy doing. That's what you got to do.
So it's changing your words. And when you change your words, you change your vibration.
Absolutely.
So the other part of that is, now let's get real quickly to the release part. And I know you're going to get really more deep in that in your one-day course. And so what's the unstuckness? How do you unstick? How do you become unstuck so you can be in this consciousness of letting go? So the next thing, one is to release, right? The other thing is, now you got to just let it go so you don't turn back.
Well, the letting go part is trusting God that God is.
Okay. All right.
Trusting God. So the big piece of that is being able to, I'm trusting God. Not I'm going to trust God. I might trust God. I will trust God. But I'm trusting God. Because a lot of us haven't learned to trust God. You take it too long. I got to do it myself. No, you ain't got to do nothing yourself. Trust God. Totally. And that's because we haven't learned to trust God and leave it with God. That's the release. The release is I'm releasing it right here and right now into the perfect action of the love and the law of God.
I love it. And for those that might not be into what we would call the one, the Holy One, so what you feel is your relationship with God, infinite wisdom, infinite spirit. We want to include everyone. So if that is your definition or your relationship to an outer
spiritual being,
power, a spiritual, then so be it, then that's well. But it's outside yourself. It is the power of God. I think that is just so wonderful. I want to also ask you real quick, what has been your most defining moment in all the work that you have done from the beginning to where you are right now? What has been your most defining moment, coaching moment, or metaphysical moment?
Well, wait, okay, which one? Metaphysical moment or coaching moment?
Let's say metaphysical moment. Which one has been your most metaphysical defining moment?
Well, when my husband and I broke up, I had always had this dream, and I have this reoccurring dream where I'm in the middle and these women are all around me. And I'm teaching and they're sitting on the floor, but I'm in the middle and I'm walking around and I'm teaching, and I have this beautiful garb on, okay, headpiece and long, beautiful flowing dress with peacocks. I like peacock.
Okay.
So it's like a peacock, long, pretty peacock dress, with the feathers in my head and all of that. And I'm talking to these women and I'm walking around in this large circle and I'm talking to them. And then after I get finished talking, I said, and we're going to pray. So I see these women like, the movie Avatar.
Yes.
I saw that. That was me in the middle.
Wow.
I saw that a long time ago. When I saw Avatar and they was doing that in the middle with holding each other.
Yes, I love it. That's probably one of my best scenes.
And I said, oh my God,
that was
my
powerful.
dream.
That was powerful.
So I've been there. I've done that before, okay?
Wow.
And so my turning moment was, my husband and I had broken up. And I had I was singing at I was singing for my brother who has gotten his ordination. It was his ordination service. And so I was singing for him. And so the Spirit said, put the mic down. I'm leaving out a whole lot of stuff, but I'm just going to tell the highlight. So I put the mic, Spirit said, put the mic down. So I put the mic down. And when I opened up my eyes, people were on the floor crying before God.
Wow.
And so at this church, folks don't be doing no shouting up in there. So I said, oh my God, they're going to kick me out of this church. These folks on their ground and crying before God and raising hands and on the floor, laying prostrate on the floor. And I'm going, oh no. So I go and I start running out of the church and I ran all the way down the corridor because it's a long hall. Then there's a foyer out there, okay? So I get to the foyer and I just stopped running and I got on my knees and I started crying out before God. Wow. And I said, God, forgive me, because I felt like I had let God down with my husband and I breaking up. And we had over 1,000 members at our church. And I fell to my knees and I started crying before God. And I said, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry that I let you down. I'm so sorry. It was a burden on me. It was so heavy. Mm-hmm. And the Spirit of the Lord said to me, while I was down there on that ground, laying just like this out to God, the Spirit of the Lord said, wait a minute. Did I tell you that you did something wrong? And I said, no. He said, those people are not your people. Mm. They're my people. Mm. They're not your people. They are my people.
Right, right.
And I tell you, when God said that to me, it was like, boom. And I said, yes, yes. And God said, now get up and stop crying. And so when I went to go get up and I raised my head up, there those people was all the way around me. Crowds of people all the way around me that had left out of the church and followed me out into the foyer. And they were all the way around me. And they were on the floor crying out to God.
Wow. Wow.
So the letting go is to trust God. Mm-hmm. Be sincere with God. Love God with all your heart. I said, Mother, Father, God.
Right.
Love Mother, Father, God with all my heart and with all my being. If I could not teach this, if I no longer taught it, if I no longer took classes, if I no longer did anything else with it, I know that I would probably spiritually I would die and physically I would later.
I think it's really important, especially as we are shifting in this pandemic, because you have people that are real spiritual, you have people that are not, you have people that are lukewarm, you have people that are trying to find themselves, and there are people that are here that's just in the way. It's right in the middle. People from all different walks of life. And I think when you can really meet people where they are.
Where they are, yeah.
Where they are.
It's important.
It's so extremely vital. And so that's how you make the connection, is where they are. And then from there is making it practical, is how you meet them where they are. And then their situation how you can apply metaphysics, how you can apply the word of God in their lives so that it's real to them. And I think oftentimes that's where we have just come so far with spirituality. It's like people think God is out here. It's just real far. God is not really out here. God is just right in here.
Right here.
He's right here. He dwells right here. And I think it's awesome to have coaches like yourself that can make it more realistic experience for people to understand and to move past their fears, their hurts, and able to be healed. So I wanted to also, as we wind this down, is what three people have been the most influential people to you in your life?
What three?
Yeah, what three people have been the most influential people in your life?
My first teacher would be my granny.
Okay, your grandma.
She laid the foundation. Granny laid the foundation, baby. Okay. You gonna know Jesus. Granny gonna make sure you gonna know Jesus, okay? I read the Bible when I was 5 years old. I couldn't read. My granny said, that's all right. She gonna read this Bible.
So your grandmother is number one. Who's the second one?
She would be 1A. She'd be 1A, okay?
Okay, she 1A.
1A. Then one would be my mother.
Okay, Miss Marvin, okay.
Yes, then one would be my mother. And then the next one would be Sister Bradford.
Okay, all right.
And then my last one would be Reverend E.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
Be Reverend E.
Oh,
yes, she's
amazing.
That woman, 90 years old.
Reverend Eloise, right?
Yes, indeed. Yes, the lady in the red hat that Alice wrote that poem about Reverend E, the lady in the red hat. That's Reverend E. Yeah. She is a powerful, awesome woman. I learned a lot from her too. Reverend E put me in she's like my granny in the third power, okay?
Wow.
So, I say, Reverend E, you remind me of my granny so bad because my granny took her time and you ain't gonna rush her, and she's soft-spoken. Reverend E is soft-spoken and she gonna take her time and she gonna live her life to the best of her ability. I said, go ahead.
I met her one time. I think you all were doing an event, and Michael Beckwith came. You guys invited Michael Beckwith, I believe, down, and he actually was participating.
Was that at the church or was that at the Oakland?
At the Oakland Marriott.
Oh,
the Oakland Convention Center. And it was amazing. I'm like, this woman, it's like, I got to go to you guys' spiritual temple, and I got to go sit under her feet. She was just amazing because she opened it up. And then Michael Beckwith came on. Man, we got to relive that. Bring him back. That was so good. So Miss Inya, as we close this, what would you like to share? What advice would you give someone if they wanted to pursue a career in maybe transformational coaching, metaphysical coaching? What advice would you give them? And I say that to say, the university that I went to when I got my holistic health education master's was John F. Kennedy. And I loved it because they had medical physical, they had quantum physics, we had holistic education and nutrition. We had all these beautiful blends.
The whole thing, the whole spectrum.
The whole thing. And I saw people coming in and wanting to be metaphysical transformational coaches. Now they're gone. John F. Kennedy actually closed his doors December of last year. Yes, they are now closed after 100 years. The university.
Wow. Yeah, because I'm like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it actually took a new national in Sacramento, but there's no more John F. Kennedy University. So if we had the birthing of more transformational coaches, what advice would you give them, someone who wanted to go into the field of that now?
One of the things that I would say is, follow your gut feeling.
Yeah.
Follow what spirit is saying to you, because that's what it is. It's a spiritual journey that is like very intense.
Yes.
So we say this, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are ready, you will know when you are ready because your teacher will appear. Because my teacher appeared at the Landmark Forum. I was not trying to even talk to that man. I was trying to get away from him, get away from me. And he ended up being my very first spirituality teacher in the study of metaphysics. And so from there, I was ready. So when the student is ready, the teacher will always appear.
Okay. I love it. And I got to ask this question. I mean, you are the queen of meditation. So other than that, how do you relax? How do you wind down?
How do I wind down? Is I put me on some good meditation music that I like, and I lay in my bed,
okay,
and just go in within myself, do some breathing, some deep breathing. And sometimes I might do some sound healing on myself, and you could just do like,
nice.
So I might do something like that with some sound healing. And from there, the next thing I know, I'll just go inside and ground myself, and go inside and just allow the spirit to just begin to talk to me. I'm listening. Because when I get finished with doing that sound healing with my voice, I'm listening. Lord, I'm there. I'm right here, Lord. All I want to do is hear from you.
One last thing. You have these symbols. You actually use these crystal balls or these crystal drums in addition to your meditation. What is the power behind those? You have 3 of them that you use sometimes on your Facebook group. What are those? They're called crystal drums or something.
They're called crystal singing bowls.
Yes. What is the power? What is the what exactly do they do? When you do that, is it the energy and the vibration? That's
what it is. It's all about energy and
that helps to calm you down.
Absolutely, and we don't realize that we're pure energy.
Yeah,
we're pure energy, and when we connect with that, it's just something about when people begin to hear it that it just calm them down, just slowly, really calm them down. And it changes their energy. And once it changes their energy, they're ready to just walk on into the Spirit of God that dwells within them and be able to listen. Because, see, we have to remember that prayer is you talking to God, and meditation is God speaking to you.
Say that one more time. Repeat that.
Prayer is you talking to God. Meditation is God speaking to you.
I love you. That's why we need to meditate and pray every single day. Every day. Pray without ceasing. The word says is to pray without ceasing. Miss Inya, it has been wonderful. Is there any last things that you would like to share?
I would just like to share with them if they're interested in coming to our workshop. Can I do that?
Absolutely.
Okay. So we're having the Child Within workshop is coming up on the 17th. Okay. It's this Saturday, a matter of fact. And so we have a package that we sold with it. And we don't have no more packages. Those are sold out. But if you would still like to come, that would be $100 for you to come to an all-day workshop from 9 to 5.
All right.
And I say, if you don't come out of there with a changed heart and a changed spirit and uplifted spirit, we will gladly refund you your misery.
Wow. I love it. Will it be recorded if someone is coming and they can't stay the whole time? And will it be a replay according and along with the course that they?
Yes, it's going to be on Zoom.
Okay.
So we're doing it on Zoom. We have people from all over the place that's coming into the workshop on Saturday. So we're doing it on Zoom because we have my co-facilitator that's doing it with me. She lives in Las Vegas.
I love it.
And then we have another lady that's in the class. She's in Texas. Then we have another lady that's in the class. She's in
so there's different people from different parts of the world.
Yeah, so they're in different places. So that's why we're doing it on Zoom.
I love it. So will someone just go to missinya.com? Could they sign up there?
They can. They can leave their information and then I'll contact them and get them all hooked up, okay?
I think that is absolutely amazing. Is there a particular cutoff? Today is Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday. What is the last day that someone can sign up for it?
So if they want to, being that is with you, Miss Kim, it's Saturday. So today is Tuesday. So I say like Thursday.
Okay, by Thursday. Okay.
Thursday, yeah, no later than Thursday, no later than Friday. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
Let's do that.
No later.
Let's say no later than Friday.
Okay.
All right.
It sounds like to me that it possibly might be a release and letting go e-course that someone is going to create.
Oh,
so they then can help and promote. You know me. I see it already. I think.
Yeah, so we said this is our first one. And then we're going to create some more workshops from there. So we are excited. We are really excited. We have so many teachers and facilitators that's going to come on board with us as we continue to grow.
I'm excited for you.
Let this thing just go ahead and
excited for you. Miss Inya Creswell, it has been a pleasure, my sister. It is always enchanting to be in the presence of you. And thank you, my lovely sister, for coming on and being my guest on Inspired Conversations with Kim Evans. Thank you so much, my dear, for your time. Thank you for your presence. And thank you so much for your wisdom and your knowledge.
Well, Miss Kim Evans, thank you so very much for allowing me to come. I appreciate you. I see you. I know who you are. And I thank God for you. Love, peace, and joy to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And ladies, stand in your greatness. Thank you so much. Bye for now. This is Kim Evans.
Bye-bye.